Hey, do you know those days where you just feel completely fed up with the world? You need to retreat, but you just don't know how. Those days that you know you should shut the TV off, know that you should shut your Facebook off, but you're kind of stuck in like a deer in the headlights, not sure what to do for yourself, and you're too drained to actually think about what to do next. Well, today we're going to talk about 3 very important yoga poses that can calm your anxiety instantly. So stay tuned. All right, welcome. We're going to go through 3 poses today that you can do anytime that will instantly calm your anxiety, release your worry, and just allow you to have more breathing space in your life that you maybe don't have or haven't established every day. So big thing when it comes to yoga or meditation, or really any health habit that we're trying to establish in our life, is just to be consistent. I think of it 2 ways. Would we rather be anxious and overwhelmed and tired and frustrated and then try to correct all of that? Or if we take regular time for self-maintenance, the idea is that we won't hit that brick wall as often, or we won't go off the deep end nearly as much. Okay, so it's like little maintenance check-in points with yourself that you can do daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. So the daily thing that we can do for ourselves is something super simple. It takes no time, barely any effort, and it's like a little daily check-in that you can do with yourself. So my daily self-maintenance or technique or thing that I do is I always have a hot cup of tea. Now I get up really early, so check out my morning miracle if you haven't done that yet. So I have a whole hour for myself in the morning. If you don't have an hour, you do have 2 minutes to enjoy a cup of tea. Maybe it's when your kids are playing, or maybe you get up 2 minutes earlier to boil that water. So this is a simple thing in your day. Now the weekly activity that you could do takes a little bit longer, but it's still not a super big commitment, either like a time commitment or a monetary commitment. So this weekly check-in, it's again a little bit longer, could include going for a long walk. It could include going for lunch with a friend. But it's something you can do every week that is another check-in time, check-in spot for your self-maintenance. Makes you happy, makes you joyful. It kind of takes you out of the stress of your life, which will always give you clearer perspective and a more just calm mood and overall demeanor. The monthly thing that you could do is, again, it takes each of these steps up, takes a little bit more time. That's why we don't do them every day. So the monthly activity could be something like a massage, a trip to your chiropractor, or, well, I don't think that's very relaxing personally, but maybe a relaxation massage, maybe a trip to your physio or chiro. But I'm thinking something more like a little bit more luxurious, like doing that massage, or going for a swim with your friend, or going to the hot springs, or going to do a supper with your husband. But again, it takes a little bit longer. Now the yearly thing is going to be much more of a commitment, maybe monetarily and definitely with your time. None of these have to cost any money. That is totally up to you. So keep them within the realm of what's possible for you, but do stretch yourself to commit and actually follow through with putting these things in place so that we don't hit the brick wall of exhaustion, overwhelm, and complete fatigue. Okay, so your yearly thing, I really think, I may be biased because I lead these retreats, but I know the richness and the value in actually taking time away from your life, going on a wellness retreat, a yoga retreat, a meditation retreat. What is something that you would love to do that you maybe have to save up a little bit of money, book off a little bit of time from work, and commit to having this weekend getaway or family getaway, even if it means going to the next city beside you and spending one night in a hotel. Again, it doesn't have to go beyond the means that you're living with right now. So I think a retreat to really take your mind elsewhere, gaining that clearer perspective, more optimistic mood is really ideal. Think of it like a bow and arrow. So imagine the bow, imagine the arrow. And with the retreat and all these little steps that you take for self-maintenance, let's just think of it like this analogy. You have your bow and you have your arrow. So don't get me wrong, I'm not an archer. This is just something I think is a great way to fully see and realize what we're talking about today. So in archery, I'm assuming, I think this is right, but the further you pull that arrow back in the bow, the further you retreat it, pull it back, and take some time to focus, retreat away, the more quickly that arrow will shoot forward with more precision, clarity, excellence, efficient, that's not even a word. I don't even know, what's that word? Efficient, to be more efficient. Okay, so can you see that? So think of a retreat, whether it's 5 minutes for coffee in the morning, a weekly check-in with a friend, a monthly massage, or like a 4-day retreat. The more we retreat out of life, the more perspective we gain. And with that perspective, we're able to shoot forward back into our life with more mental clarity, precision, control, excellence. I love that analogy. So think of your yearly thing as something that you would ultimately love to do. Okay, I hope that helps. So something you can do this might be a daily thing for you. This might, depending on how busy you are, how many kids you have, etc., this little yoga practice could be daily, or you may have to move it to a weekly practice, and it's totally up to your time commitments. However, I do encourage you to look at things quite objectively and say, am I spending 10 or 15 minutes on something completely worthless, like scrolling Facebook or watching Netflix? Or can I just take that time and put it towards something more soulful, fulfilling, relaxing, clarifying, and all those good things? So I encourage you to look at your time wisely. And I need to do this every day. Without clear focus for me, I can waste my time in a lot of things without even realizing it. So it's almost like we have to take that control back and look at and prioritize the things in our life that we need the most first, and then everything else will fill in. Okay, so let's get into these 3 poses. You're gonna need 2 blocks or something like a pillow, 2 pillows, a bolster, or a rolled up blanket. Okay, so number 1 is a supported butterfly. So soles of the feet together, a little bit further away from you. Make this comfortable. You may or may not need the blocks under. They are on an angle so that the broad side of the block is right under the sides of your legs, okay? Think about this as calming, relaxing, and not stimulating. The blanket or bolster comes forward. You're gonna fold it in half and lay your forehead right over top. This bolster can be on your feet, in between your legs, or on the floor, depending on your flexibility. So there's the shape you're trying to assume. Set your timer for 3 to 5 minutes, and purely with all these poses, focus on melting, relaxing, and getting as comfortable as possible, okay? The next one is that bolster or rolled up blanket under your shoulder blade tips. So in your mind, find your shoulder blade tips, okay? And you're gonna lay the tips on this side of your blanket or your bolster. Take your shoulder blades wide and lay down, arms up or down, and feet, knees bent if this is a lot for your back. So legs like this bent, or legs out stretched, arms overhead, goalposts, whatever feels good for your shoulders. Okay, so that's 3 to 5 minutes for that one. It really can reshape the shoulders and chest from all the hunching over that we do carrying children, typing, texting, driving. Let's counter that. The last one is legs up the couch. And this is just really easy, great for the low back, just to release any tension there. So what you're gonna do is lay on your side and scooch both butt cheeks flat against your couch. You can also do this up against a wall. So you're gonna come all the way down and flip your legs up, just like that. All right, 3 to 5 minutes for each of those. If you do that, that's 10 to 15 minutes. I think you can do this one every day. 10 to 15 minutes to declutter your brain, counter the negative habits that our body has over the day, to open up the chest, shoulders, back, hips, lower back. So check out my freebie below. I'd love for you to take advantage of this to really start incorporating the daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and there'll be more instruction on this little 15-minute yoga sequence that can do wonders for your mental state. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a great day.